It's like serious. It feels like a fucking BBC Two late night like talk show or something. That was weird being like right in front of the camera, you know. Yeah, I've gone for like a more moody,
dramatic approach.
Yeah, dramatic approach this week.
Oh God.
So it really feels like a serious topic.
Bom bom. Good evening on BBC.
Good evening. This is the news at Ben.
Redline tonight.
Yeah, Redline News Time. Welcome.
Hello again.
To Redline Anytime, episode 43.
Really?
Yeah, 43. No Neil this week, he's poorly sick. Get well soon, mate. We're a bit like, yeah, like, well, we'll do one anyway. So, coming up in this week's show, it's so weird being like directly at the camera, you know. It's like totally freaking me out. Anyway, in this week's show, we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to pick a topic, something that's just come up this week that we're just going to kind of stay on that. We're going to do some
We've got a few
some of the normal stuff as like adverts to lighten the mood. So let's get on with that to start with. Joe and Gemma Irvine, congratulations. Our good friend, there'll be a little monkey. Baby monkey.
Congrats.
So like, you know, that kid's like first balance bike is going to have like a massive set of ape hangers on it.
Of course it will.
Loving your work, congratulations, absolutely made up for you, great news. F1 testing has started this week.
Has it?
Yep.
It's
been on the telly, no real conclusions to be drawn yet.
testing the cars yet?
Yeah, they're on circuit. There's 3 days of testing, yesterday, today and tomorrow.
See what comes
Honestly, from it. It's because everyone's doing different programs. You know what I mean? Some of them are doing race runs, some of them are doing performance runs. The funniest thing about it was though, like all day, Sam Collins has been on the telly.
Has he? Yeah.
Sam. Did you meet Sam at Formula Student? Huge afro, like does commentary
for Sky.
He does commentary for Sky, but he's always done the commentary for Formula Student and like hung around and stuff. Like,
I can't remember there was that many people.
Yeah,
so cool to see you on the TV, mate. If you watch him, definite friend of the show.
Absolutely.
Big up, yeah. But it's like Hope was like making some food, and I was like, I'll get on that. I was like, that's Sam. You got hammered. If Sam was there that night, I ended up like carrying you back to the hotel. He was like, he was obliterated. Your first Formula Student, wasn't it?
Second one.
So yeah, very cool. Great to like. Obviously, he's on like full-time Sky commentary team now as well. So
doing well for himself.
Yeah,
absolutely
brilliant. MotoGP this weekend as well, first one of the season. So our current reigning champion Jorge Martin had a bit of a bump in pre-season testing, injured himself, so he was going to miss the Buriram test, which was the last test before the start of the season. In between that and the first race, he's had an accident in training, and there's like very complicated breaks to his hands.
How do you manage that?
Falling off a motorbike.
Yeah.
So, as well as being the first rider in the modern era to win a world championship, not on a factory ride, on a private ride, he's also the owner of the dubious record of being, in the modern era, the only reigning champion or defending champion that will not make the first race of the season. So he's out.
What a title!
And he won't be at Argentina either.
Like in the race, like who gets his spot?
I think it's Savadori. I think it's the test rider. He's got start up. Decent.
See how he goes.
But
interesting.
Yeah, it'll be good, won't it?
Alex Marquez. You know, Alex Marquez and Mark Marquez were teammates, but are also brothers. They were at Grassini, right? So Mark's now factory Ducati rider, and I feel like the journalist. So, will you miss your brother? He's like, nah, not really. He brings a lot of attention to the garage, and he always is faster than me. So it's like, no, I'm not going to miss him. I'm going to be faster than I'm going to be top dog. I'm going to be faster than my teammate, and there won't be loads of cameras in the garage the whole time. So he's like, sound.
Gets to step out of his brother's
shadow. Stepped out from under his shadow.
Yeah, that's good for him.
However, like it's in so. I don't know, is it good or bad? Ducati are running a revision of last year's engine and a lot of last year's aero parts, the 2025 parts, because they've got a mash of both years.
Right, how come?
Just because they've not been able to iron out like all the bugs. So the new engine, although more powerful, doesn't ride as well. There's a few glitches.
Not had enough time to figure it out.
Yeah,
either.
and
Italian
they've had to like seal it like that's your engines, and them your engines for the next 2 years. Whereas Yamaha have still got concessions.
Yeah.
So like all of a sudden they look like really quick now. They've got a V4 in development. We've got 4 bikes on the grid now. Honestly, it could be a really good season. The Aprilia looks good.
That's what I'm excited about, to be fair.
Dude, honestly, like
Could be interesting
KTM.
this season.
Oh, KTM.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the thing about BMW? BMW, like KTM up the without a paddle, like 900 million debts or something like that, right? So, like they had a hearing this week, which was, so they found this funding. They've come up with 300 million, and that's basically for them to go to their creditors and go, please let us, like, you know, because otherwise we go under. And it actually, the biggest impact is on the Austrian government because of their insurances and mechanisms they've got in place. The ultimate cost of it would land on their toes, right?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So BMW have popped up from Germany going like that. Hey, listen, like, don't bother going to this meeting. Do you know what I mean?
We'll pay for it.
We'll buy you. However, we're going to move you to Germany.
Oh,
right? And it's like thousands of people then become unemployed in Austria. And that's actually just about as bad as them going bankrupt so far as the Austrian government's concerned. Like, great. However, they went to the hearing. They've accepted the thing. So KTM are still KTM. They're
still
going forward. They've got a plan in place, which is cool.
And it's now illegal to own an Austria.
And won't fall into the hands of the Germans.
Damn it.
But
That would have been interesting.
But yeah, the bike looks reasonably good again.
At least they've got a bike.
At least they've got
I've
a
recently
bike.
seen Ducati brought out an MX as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks mint. It looks really good.
I haven't seen that.
But I'm worried that it's going to be quick. But it doesn't,
Unreliable.
doesn't handle very well.
Yeah. Standard Ducati.
Yeah.
thing
They've
like
taken
that.
a Ducati engine built for a circuit and just put it in a
It'll have a
crossing.
really fucking tight, like big turning circle. Yeah.
I'm worried there's going to be like, oh, this is about off the track, like into a street, you know what I mean? Like,
They're going to have to go a long way before they get into
one of the comments was like, getting away from the police is going to be easier. Or something. I'll have to show you. I'll have to show it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm into that. To be fair. So yeah, MotoGP, it should be brilliant. It's on super early in the morning. So oh god, but I really want to watch it. F1 testing, first race for them is the week after, so they sort of intersect, which is cool. What else have we got?
Lonard revealed the...
Oh yeah, Lonard new reveal as well.
Yeah, they showing off their Infinity watch, which looks mint. It's the cross between the Dressy and the Lap 1, isn't it? Yeah, the GMT.
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. I know what you mean.
It's
yeah,
gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
My favourite.
Yeah. No,
So like they're
beautiful.
really stepping up the socials as well, aren't you? It's like 20 days, isn't it? So it's not long before we're out there. And it's a bit like, it's actually a thing, isn't it? It's actually quite a big deal as well, the event that they're launching at. It's like, actually, like, serious shit. It's like, there's us for.
Turning up in hoodies.
Yeah, so yeah, looking forward to that, can't wait. Milano for a watch launch for a sponsor.
Be back before the weekend then.
Bonkers, yeah. Men Rock as well, there's loads of Men Rock on the socials as well. Do you know the funny thing about that is it's like loads of like young, like model looking like blokes doing like eye stuff, and I just cracked myself up because I had a shower this morning, did my beard balm, put me like anti-aging moisturiser, like doing my thing, and it was like, how different could this possibly be from their from their advertising demographic? And there's me like that. However, look,
still no druff.
beard rough, gone.
Not rough anymore.
Gone. Like feels soft.
I'm not touching your beard.
Give it a stroke if you want.
I'm alright.
Go on. Yeah,
fair enough.
See? Told you.
Mate,
You want another go now, don't you?
I'm not gonna lie. Mate, that's impressive, that.
Dude, honestly.
It feels soft.
And, next door wished me happy 30th birthday at the weekend, so it's like the anti-aging is
clearly working.
kick-ass, take 20 years off me, do you know what I mean? Good stuff. Unfortunately, Neil's not here to give us an update on the giveaway and stuff like that, so just big up the Men Rock. Men Rock Hello on the Insta, have a look, great gear, druff free, 10 times younger, shiny hair.
Before, after.
Before. Boom. Right, so it was my birthday last weekend.
Yeah.
That was quite cool. Comedy Friday.
Oh yeah, it was good, that.
Comedy Saturday. Belter times. 53 years old. Old, mate.
See, if Neil was here, he'd be telling you one step closer to 60.
I know, wrong side of 50 like that. What? He's 5 years older than me like that. How could he be on about that? Anyway, don't get started.
Anyway.
So we're also off to Stiniog this weekend.
Yes, on the
Saturday. We were going to go Friday. And he was like, oh, of course.
That's not why he changed it.
No, it wasn't. It's because John phoned me today and was like, can we go Saturday instead? Si can come. I was like, yep, happy days. If Si's coming, I said, sound, so that means Jack can come. So I think he's going to pick us up. So looking forward to that, Beardo and Si, and all of the Antistiniog massive. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been ages.
Yeah.
I've been on the bike once in the last month, maybe.
I'll tow you down if you want.
It's alright, I'll probably jump over your head. But it's been a while, realistically. See if I've still got it.
Mm-hmm.
See if my bike feels. I mean, I've done some stuff to my bike, really, haven't I?
Of course, yeah.
I changed the bolts that kept loosening themselves on the brake disc.
Yeah, so like your brake discs shouldn't come loose.
Yeah,
well, it's like also should have all of the bolts in.
Mine had 4 of the 6 bolts, and all of them kept coming loose. So I bought some new brake discs.
Yeah.
And I bought a new skid plate as well, so my actual bike will pedal properly now.
Change device will actually work.
Yeah,
so be a bit quieter.
Should be all good. Chain shouldn't come off.
Should
be flying. Just keep doing some setup, which is just me riding.
It's been quite an eventful week as well, actually. To be fair, because like I've been out. Obviously, my birthday. Need to big up the Norwegian Massive. Tor and Jon and the rest of the guys, honestly hilarious.
The team.
What a funny day, you know what I mean? Went out Tuesday, had a little job Wednesday, they were over for the Champions League. I was like, I can't get involved, so went out, just had 1 pint, came home, was like super disciplined, did my little job Wednesday morning, and I was like, right, sounds Wednesday afternoon, so we just...
10 back up at 8 PM on the Wednesday, staggering.
Why not?
Yeah, like full on, like just bad dads, like rocked in like that. Super hammered, brilliant, absolutely brilliant night. Loved it. What a laugh. So there's like 4 lifelong friends, and then who all speak Norwegian, and then there's me that knows Tor, and I've met Jon virtually a couple of times, but never actually in person, and. There wasn't a single time where I felt like the odd one. You know, like when you just meet somebody you're like that. Oh my god! Like we'd be mates even if it wasn't for them kind of people. You're like, this is brilliant. Yeah. So much fun, man. And the pictures this is before and after it. It was all of us sat there in a garden, like having a civilised beer, and then like fast forward 8 hours, and there's all of us just idiots in a photo booth like that.
Crammed together.
Brilliant. So, hope you got home safe, guys. Can't wait till the next time. Me, Casa, and all that. So, moving swiftly on, I'm going to skip through all this lot. There's been a bit of chat, you know, the FIA swearing thing, where they've been like fining drivers and things like that. So, they've also, because like World Rally is an FIA ratified event.
Yeah.
So, these same rules apply to them. Except the rally drivers have gone,
I'm not
really.
that.
Completely different sport. It's rallying, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's like the ghetto driver.
Yeah, it is. Like budgets are different. So these massive fines that they've aimed at Formula One drivers are the same fines that you aim the rally drivers, right?
I bring my own car to
and
this
like
race.
you know that whoa,
Ridiculous.
different budget, different salaries. Like whoa, like that's a massive amount of money to us. You know what I mean? So they've literally gone like that. No, so Carlos Sainz is the new president, top man, whatever, of the Grand Prix Drivers Association.
Fair play.
So the whole Grand Prix Drivers Association, it's like their union, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all like, nope, do you know what I mean? And like WRC have gone, nope. And it's almost like catch-22, so who's going to budge? Are the FIA going to go, actually, like, we're a little bit heavy-handed, this, that, the other, blah, 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 blah. To the extent where, like, Max Verstappen and people are just refusing to be interviewed.
Yeah.
Did you see that the press conference today, or one of the testing events, where, you know, like they all got booed really bad at the F175 thing, right? The reporter was plainly like just trying to be incendiary and was like, so what's your opinion on the booing and this, that, the other, and you know, your dad said this and this and that, the other. And Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, they've been trying to whip up this hatred between them. So they sat next to each other, and he was like that. Was the booing? Did you hear any booing? He's like that. No, I didn't hear any booing. No,
Don't even know what you want about me.
Do you know what I mean? He's like, next question literally shut him down. Do you know what I mean? And one of them asked about the frosty relationship between him and Lando, who were best mates, and he was like that. That Max kicked in. He's like, well, it has like really like quite badly affected us. We've hardly spoken and blah blah blah. And Lando went like that, and we had a fight in a pub like the other week as well.
Just trying to make it.
And you could tell the pair of them were just like really like on track,
taking the mick of it. Yeah.
However, we're off track. So
we go on holidays with each other's families and stuff.
Exactly. So like I know it's almost like the drivers.
It's drama, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but they're not having it. Do you know what I mean? And Verstappen's just like refusing certain interviews and this, that, and the other. It's like, well, I can't be fined if I'm not being interviewed. He's like,
if I don't say anything, they can't fine me for anything.
Yeah, I have to say some things because that's part of the contract.
Yeah,
but, however,
it was a good race. Everyone drove well.
Yeah, we are contracted to do certain media things. However, everything else is because like we want to. But if you're going to shit on me, then
if you're going to punish me,
do you know what I mean?
If you're going to ask for my opinion and then judge the way I say it, why am I going to give it?
And where he has to be interviewed, he's just like deadpan or like one word answers or sarcastic, anything but what they want him to say. Do you know what I mean? It's so cool. I'm loving it. Right.
It's an episode of Corrie, isn't it?
Yeah. WRC and F1 banding together and giving him a massive fuck you to Ben Sullivan, who also hinted over the last week that V10s might be coming back to Formula One.
Why?
Because they're noisier.
Oh, okay.
And they just it's a noise thing, right? So Formula One is a really visceral experience. So like you feel the rumble of them. And like the engines, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you feel the wind off and the smell of the brakes, all that lot, right? And then this turbocharged era, because the turbo sits in the exhaust path, the exhaust is quiet.
Yeah,
it doesn't roar like, do you know what I mean? Like they used to, and it is less of an experience, I suppose. But for some weird reason, after they've developed all these new engines and new engine regulations for 26. At massive costs.
They're going to change it again.
He's hinted that they might go back to V10s. So the irony is, right, the most prolific engine in the V10 era was Renault, right? They were way out there. They were the first people to do turbocharging. And like their engine factory in Viry has been there for donkey's years, right? So because they've had so little success in this recent turbo formula for the last 6-8 years, now the Renault Formula One team doesn't run a Renault engine. They run a factory, a customer engine.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a Mercedes engine they run, a factory engine. So that's the Renault Works team does not run a Works engine. So it looks like they're going to shut the engine plant down at Viri. And
then they're going to...
That'll be it.
Then the V10's
they're
going to come back.
they're going to relaunch V10s again. We're like, don't...
It's like bad timing that.
Oh man, it's a shocker. So yeah, it's all over the place. Anyway, right. So shall we get to our topic of the week?
Topic of the week.
Are we ready?
It's not really dark, is it?
I wouldn't say it's dark.
No, it's quite.
So this week we watched a really interesting film on Amazon Prime, and it was called Nothing's for Free, and it's highlighted some really good points. And a side of the sport that isn't necessarily always,
It's always clouded by the adrenaline and the thrill. That's, the big jumps, the big gaps, the absolute, wow, look at him do this, blah, 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 blah. But it never goes on about the fact of, what if it goes wrong? What is the cost of that, and how much does it affect that person and the rest of their life?
Yeah,
that's completely ignored. It's not good publicity.
No,
it makes the sport look like a bad thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's called Nothing's for Free. It's on Amazon Prime.
Right.
It's basically a little history of where Freeride came from, the people involved. But it's not. It does glamorise it a bit, but it highlights the cost of getting to where we are now, Red Bull Rampage, Hardline, all that kind of stuff. And it comes very much from grassroots, like fully rigid bikes, late 80s, and literal madmen at this time. They're doing it. Nobody else has done it before. So someone's literally gone, look at the steepness of that, like, I tell you what, I'm going to ride down that on this bike. It's a mountain bike, it's just...
Tennis says you won't do it.
It's like a
few
full,
metal bars.
And they're sending shit, and you're just like, oh my god, it's unbelievable. No safety gear, literally like a piss pot road helmet. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
Some Adidas.
Man, and like doing like these huge drops, like with no suspension. But it highlights the, if you like, the mental cost as well.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot undocumented. When riders get injured or can't compete, or start getting to the twilight of their careers, and it highlights a couple of riders that find their way into like drink and drugs and find themselves lost, not knowing what to do because they chase this high all the time, this adrenaline thing.
And then they lose it, don't they? It's like, what am I going to do with myself?
And there's some really upsetting stories. And every rider, there's one guy that is early on in the film, it's quite a close shot. And then as the film goes on, it feels like it gets broader and broader. And you're like, hang on, he's in a wheelchair. And he's had that many concussions that he can barely remember anything.
It's bipolar.
He's bipolar.
Depressed.
Honestly, the whole thing. And he's like, you kind of forget about it. You just do it again, and that becomes the norm.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You do see a lot of crashes, and like Cam Zing had his big one a couple just every year.
As well, just Rampage. You know what I mean?
And they don't glamorise it, but they showcase it. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, he had the big crash, and it's like, yeah, but he also had the concussion, and you then forget about the 400 concussions he's had leading up to that, and you see him have it in a wheelchair, but you don't see the effect on his brain. And it's like, then he's there at 70, and he's brain dead. You know what I mean?
We actually touched on this last week with Aris van Leuven. Back, neck, wrist, and internal injuries. Just hardline.
Do you reckon that's because it's such a new sport? There's not been
enough around since the 80s, mate.
So but televised though, there's...
I don't know. So interestingly as well, there was Reece Wilson was in a podcast talking about rider safety this week.
Saw that,
which was again highlighted something that I don't know, people don't talk about. So there you go, UCI downhill race, gnarly track, Rampage or Hardline. You got a mountain bike helmet on, some knee pads, and that's about it. Off you go. Do you know what I mean? You are travelling at like MX speeds. You know, MX is generally like quite a big sandy like
open thing.
track in it. Like there could be a rock sticking out, there could be a root sticking out. Look at Michael Schumacher, banged his head on a rock below the snow.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate, but it's the same thing. You don't know what you're going to land on, and if you don't land on your knees or your head,
you're gonna hurt yourself badly.
you're getting hurt.
Yeah.
So, and he was saying that he never competes. He always wears a motocross helmet, and you know how much heavier your motocross helmet is to that carbon thing of mine. However, that carbon thing of mine.
Dude, right, how many knocks have I had with my helmet? You had one decent one and it obliterated
Big
it.
one, yeah.
It's got a massive crack down the back, the whole chunk taken out of it. It's like my motocross helmet is built for taking the big knocks.
Yeah.
It's like, so if you, unless, like you were saying, if they're doing that sort of high risk thing with such little gear, the cost is a lot more.
Yeah, it's a high risk, but you just kind of accept it. So, I don't know, is it something we need to talk about more? Is it something that's just coming out? Because think about it, right? Dan Atherton, broken neck, in the woods, just on like dirt jumps, years and years and years ago. Yeah, just years and years and years ago. G. Atherton, he's like the bionic man. He's broken every bone in his body, and he keeps coming back for more. Stevie Smith.
Yeah.
See, the interesting thing about Stevie Smith is the connection with Brett Tippie and Kamloops.
Yeah.
So we'll double back to that. Emilio Hansen just come back from surgery.
Yeah.
Won't ride for the rest of the year. Can only just get on a bike. Do you know what I mean? Literally, like you said, G had a massive one at Rampage the same year that Thingy broke his back. Cal Straight broke his back, and yet they came back the following year. Cam Zink, same again, came back the following year.
Ridiculous.
Crazy,
so
it's the determination.
as
Stupid
much
stuff,
as you accept it, Jackson Goldstone,
ACL.
almost like career-ending injury at Hardline, has to have a year off and comes back.
Wins it.
To Hardline, to the one that like almost cost him. It's like,
And won it.
so I get the drive, I get, you know what I mean, the need to compete, the adrenaline, but it comes at like quite a huge cost, and we just seem to accept it because concussion, couple of broken ribs, like a career greatest injury, like last year at 52.
Boom, 6
you know what
weeks.
I mean? After like 30 odd years of riding a bike, it's like, what? The other question is, what makes us do that?
I feel like you hear about all these big injuries and stuff, don't you? Like, it is put out there, but like after hearing what you were saying, I think people need to start talking about like what that affects them over time, like how like mentally affects them over time. Actually,
And I think the thing that comes up to it
like
is, and what makes it worse is like you're saying, Jackson Goldstone, career-ending injury, boom, came back and won the race. That is why we accept it, because it's not because of the accidents. It's like, no, we see the accidents, we see the determination, and what do? We look up at that and we go, you know what? I'll fucking do the same.
They are the heroes of our sport. You are absolutely right.
I think they accept it because they know that that's going to happen. There's a chance that will happen, and it's like, well, like we wouldn't do it if we didn't know.
I do this. I do this.
Like,
what
it needs to start being spoken about more is what happens up there.
So like, there you go. I got this for my birthday, and this is going to be my next read. Joyride, the Martin Ashton thing, right? Trail, like genius, like McCaskill style trials, and now he's in a wheelchair because he went wrong one day.
Yeah.
Is that the show that was on? With him,
I think there's a Martin Ashton one. There's also, you see, there's some good stories as well, because there was a bike manufacturer working with I think it was paraplegic rider.
Seeing that.
And they built, like, with the e-bike technology, meant that he could get back on a bike.
They made a rev kit with a really expansive seat so that he could sit on the mountain bike with like big forks, not have to pedal and just use a rev kit. And he was on a trail, so that, he was paralysed, couldn't use his legs, still can't.
I think I've seen that,
it's ridiculous, like standard bike.
Yep. So one of the main characters through the film is Brett Tippie, that does like quite a lot of commentary and stuff, Red Bull events and things like that. Also used to compete, literal pioneer of the sport,
granddad of the sport, really, isn't it?
Yeah, granddad of the sport, forefather on a hardtail, on a fully rigid bike, riding steeps and doing massive drops. I went through the full cycle. There's the whole story of him, I guess, falling from grace. Kamloops, it's all happening around Kamloops. The Stevie Smith, Chainsaw Smith stories all around Kamloops as well. As an area, it's, you know, serious issues with drugs and alcohol. He immediately just fell into that when he started to tail off career-wise. But it was like quite a party atmosphere as well. And it was the sad thing was the connection with his mum and dad, how it affected their life. And he turned it round. He found love, got married, has kids, figured it all out. And his regret is that his dad passed away before he got to see him drag himself out of it. But again, mountain biking, put him on a pedestal and then spat him out. And I guess it's the same for all professional sports.
Well, people dedicate their entire lives to something, don't they? You know what I mean? It's like, I am a professional F1 driver, or I'm a professional mountain biker, and then once they get too old for the sport, what do they do with themselves? I've got all this money, I've got nothing to do for. You know what I mean? I don't have to work a day in my life.
It is mad though.
Sad.
But again, it's that, my thing is, this is why. Do you know what I mean? But you can say that the other way around and go, why is this? I'm lying on the sofa there, barely able to move. All the stuff that followed it, doing that whole midlife, is this just the time to go, do you know what? You can't keep getting injured like this. And it's, how long has it taken me to ride through the mental
You were sound after
part
6
of
weeks.
that?
You know what I mean? You're on a bike within 6 weeks. But the mental thing of even just...
It made me question everything, not just mountain biking, absolutely everything. Do you know what I mean? What are you doing?
Well, even your shoulder, which wasn't a bad crash, went literally riding down a fire road, boom, all of a sudden your front wheel got stuck on a rut, your back wheel goes like that, and he high sides and goes flying into the side of this fire road, shouldered in, crushed in.
One of the funniest crashes there.
Hilarious. I rode into him, rode rode over him. However, 6 months ago, you the first point you went, you know what, I haven't felt my shoulder. You know what I mean? And that was 3 years ago. Wasn't a serious injury, but that became a tweak, and it was always the weak shoulder. It was always something that was noticeable. And then as much as it was a physical thing, it was a mental thing as well. It's your shoulder's probably fucking fine, but in your head it was that's my bad shoulder. That's my bad shoulder. You know what I mean? Everyone has that. Everyone has that. I've got one.
Honestly,
you've got one.
But what was it that made me just not accept that I'm 53? I've just had the biggest injury and the following surgery that I'd What is it about? Because steady on this weekend. I bought downhill rig, didn't sell it, got on it, kept going despite it wanting to try and kill me every time. And and that's not I will win, you won't win. It's now it works. I'm right. I'm fully up for it. So what is it?
Stupidity.
I think the enjoyment of it is the fact that you're never going to know what it is.
It's just there, isn't it? That's what it is.
It's the purpose in life, innit? Everyone has their own idea what it is, but no one actually knows what it is. I feel like it's the same thing.
Everyone gets something out of it.
It's I was having a conversation with John, we were driving up to Cody Brennan, we blah blah blah, and I'm I don't know, I don't think I'll ever get bored of it. It's a social thing, it's it's a mental thing, it's a physical thing, I don't know, it's feeling part of something bigger. And these, it's their livelihood as well. Do you know what I mean? This is what people do for a living. But I don't know. We accept these ridiculous risks and almost run to them. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, for shits and giggles, for the rush, for the connection, it's for everything.
I guess for the professional athletes, it's how they identify themselves. You know what I mean? It's hello, my name is blah 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 blah, and I'm a professional athlete. And once you stop doing that, it's an identity thing. It's now I'm going to fall into a pit of not knowing who I am, and then I'll do nothing with myself. And as that thing with Brett Tippie, it's you end up on a dark path of drugs and alcohol, and then you don't know what to do with yourself. Because the adrenaline, the rush, it's addictive. Well,
the same thing that Brett Tippie fell towards was the one thing that Stevie Smith's mum did everything to pull Chainsaw away from. Right, so you love this mountain biking thing. Cool. If I have to drive you, shuttle you up this mountain every day, all day, to stop you from wanting to go and do that, sound.
I will.
Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly what she did. The Chainsaw like doco on Amazon Prime is
so
a
good.
tearjerker, mate. It's
so
good. But nothing's for free. Go and watch it. It's on Amazon Prime, and literally everyone's in it. Danny McCaskill's in it, like literally everybody. It's super current.
Everyone, man.
And I think it's worth a watch. It's very emotive.
Definitely.
And I think there's a message in there for like literally everybody that's ever got on a mountain bike and had a crack on a mountain bike.
Remember the risk.
Yeah, but we do. So we said this earlier on, right? So you go out for trail ride around Landegla, you've got your normal lid on, and I don't necessarily pad up for Landegla, sometimes knee pads, for this exact reason. And you knock around and you feel a bit exposed, you don't push it too much, however, right? You're all coming W, you've got your armour on, full face, you're like literal Iron Man, like that. I am indestructible.
I can ride off anything.
Oh, oof, and you just go, and I don't know what it is, you just have this difference of approach, and that's why I don't like pad up for Degla. So I'm going to take a nice easy lap round that Degla, maybe put my knee pads on, but like just so that you don't, you go like that, you look at somebody and go, I can't, I'll hurt myself, and it like backs off a little bit. But anyway,
so I find it different because in my head it's like, well, I know I'm going to be stupid enough to go as fast as I possibly can, so I'm going to pad up because whether I do or don't pad up, I'm going to do that anyway. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. You start off with all the best intentions, and then you don't even give it a thought. You just find yourself bobbing
sick
down
that.
the trail. You're like,
it's literally how it goes.
And it's the first time you go, whoa, you go like that. Whoa, no pads, like that.
I was going to say, it all it takes is that one moment to realise it's like, oh, I got too comfortable.
Yeah, you got one little sketch like that, and then you realise you've got no elbow and knee pads on, and a little like
your back lands on a rock, and then all of a sudden you remember you've not got any back protection on. You're like, oh my god, wiggle my fingers and my toes. Oh, I can still walk. You know what I mean?
So, rider safety. Can we protect against the concussions? Can you protect against the dark place?
You can do whatever you want.
Can you protect against any of that? No, but
it's a choice.
The one thing I've figured out about this mountain bike community is that it's full of amazing people, and I think some of the dark stuff that can be diverted just by talking to other people. Do you know what I mean? And like vocalising this stuff, dude. Right? If I'd have had like you lot around to literally vocalise my way through that whole. Scared of everything, fully aware of your mortality. 53 years, it was the first time I felt vulnerable like that. You're like that. Oh no, can be hurt. Oh. So I guess it all comes back to the same thing we always get back to, which is like, you know, just if you're scared of something, it's fully okay to be fucking scared of something and like talk to somebody about it. Because honestly, if I'd have had to go through all of that in my own head.
You're not got enough
Do you know
voices.
What I mean? Like, luckily, I still had like Sean on side as well. So like talking through it with him, talking through it with everybody else, and being honest about when you were out and like this doesn't feel good, I'm going to have to stop. Not manning up and going through, and then like having a huge crash, and then going, I didn't feel good at the end of the last run. You're like, why the fuck did you do the next one? Oh well, you know like that. Should have just fucking said that. I've actually been all right with it. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna drive you to fucking A&E.
Drive yourself
again. But I think take like so you see horrific car crashes in WRC and in Formula One, and like the safety, the suits, the clothing, everything. It's you can see the progress for a MotoGP airbag suits. We jokingly suggested airbag body armour for riders, and then a couple of weeks later, boof, there you go, airbag. Like, what? But it's massive money. However, helmets, all that kind of stuff. I have to thank my helmet. Do you know what I mean? And it was expensive, but put a price on needing a new head.
Would you rather pay 100 quid to live or 500 quid to live? You pay 500 quid to fucking live.
It was unbelievable. So like, take safety. All right, it's shits and giggles. It's a lot of fun, and we celebrate. You know, there's Insta pages that you can go on for people crashing bikes and hurting themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it is funny, but it fucking hurts. Right? And it's funny all the time. It's happening to somebody else. So
But it can happen to you.
Yeah.
pay attention. You know what I mean?
And you.
Take it,
And
you,
definitely
you,
you.
definitely me, definitely me. And it's mad. The longer you go without having a crash, the less you think about it, and the more, I don't know, in the back of your mind, how long had I been saying like that? Oh, I've got a big one coming, me, like, because I haven't crashed for so long. Not even like a little one. It's like, oh, I've got a big one in the post. It's like I kind of pre-accepted that I was going to have a big one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But then
and
you
that
can't
was
really
fine.
accept how much it was going to impact.
No,
It's like, oh,
No, you can't
but exactly.
prepare for
So,
how
like,
bad that was gonna be.
would I be as blasé about it now? No. Yes. Actually, what am I talking about? It's like the fact that I am now like studying tomorrow, done with this day. But if I sat under its shadow, I'd have not really enjoyed mountain biking. It's been a challenge. I've kind of just fell back in love with it again now. Do you know what I mean? So. It does test you, and it is there.
it's not about fucking. You accept that.
Ruben snapped both of his arms, and then was like
literally
back,
snapped.
like gapping things 6 weeks later like that.
Boom. Oh, yeah,
Loving your work, by the way, Ruben. How the heart shorts. Can't wait to catch up with him, man. Rampage weekend.
Hardline.
Hardline weekend's going to be dope, honestly. So, rider safety. Give it some thought, but go watch the movie. Nothing's for free, and it'll sharpen your senses. You'll have a little bit sort of, it's all there in the back of your mind all the time. Watching it makes you actually give it some thought.
These people take risks, but they are calculated risks.
Yeah, but it's when they go wrong. Sod's law. It can happen at any time.
Go watch it, eh?
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Go get your own view on it.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Click the subscribe button, do all that kind of stuff, which we haven't really done today, have we? Like and subscribe. Right, so do we have a moral to this story, or are we just highlighting something? Oh, we have a moral.
Nothing's for free.
Yeah.
Oh, there is always a cost. I like it. Right, Sound, are we doing astrology? Get the phone. Oh, I think that's the first time we've just done like a single topic show.
Yeah, hello.
Just have to come up with something for the next show now. Neil, that's your job.
While he sat in bed doing nothing. Okay, astrology. I am a Virgo. This says, I don't know how to say that last word. Pursue your dreams with vigor. There you go.
Gumption. Gumption. That's with vigor. Used to be a cleaning product as well back in the.
I get it. Like it's like bang.
Yeah, back in the olden days.
Pisces.
Right, Pisces. This is what's coming your way. Everything will work out for the best.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
There you go.
Scorpios.
Scorpios.
What have you got?
If you have an idea, make it into reality.
Woo. Inspiring.
Yeah.
There you go.
Inspiring. Loving it.
Deep in it.
So if you have any ideas or suggestions that you want to run through the
any topics,
idiot mill, then put them in the comments, and obviously we'll talk it through.
Or if you don't, just let us know you're watching.
Yeah, let us know you're watching. And until next time, keep it redline. God, switch the thing off.